So many new faces on the Dodgers this year, and your first chance to meet them up close and personal comes this Saturday. It's the 2015 Dodgers Fan Fest, and this year it's on the field at Dodger Stadium from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Admission is free. Come on out. Lots of fun for all fans. For more information, go to Dodgers.com.
It's a beautiful night for baseball as Sportsnet LA presents the Los Angeles Dodgers. I get everybody, Charlie Steiner, Oral Hershot. On April the 21st, 1890, Dodgers won their very first game. 124 years and 9 days later, they win their 10,000th. In the right center field, a long run for Kent, and did we make that catch? It's punted in the air, and Kershaw makes a diving play, and now a double play. All he does is everything. One ball, no strikes. Fly ball left field, way back, way back, way back. Fly ball to right field. It's deep, it's on its way, and it's gone. Carl Crawford with his biggest hit of the year. The right field, back goes Puig at the wall, he leaps, game's over, and Puig is down. Rollins leading from second, here's the pitch from Beckett, ball strike three and a no-hitter. Josh Beckett, for the 21st time in Dodger history, a no-hitter.
Certainly one of my favorite moments of the 2014 season, and one of the best calls that you had, I think, all year. Just so much fun listening to you. Of course, so many calls over the course of your career with the Dodgers. You've covered this team already for 10 years. I don't have to bring that to you. You know more than anybody. But it was an interesting season, a team that had 94 wins. How would you characterize what took place in 2014?
Well, the season began a half a world away in Australia. That was thrilling. And ended ignominiously in St. Louis, and it wasn't so thrilling. But in between, 94 wins, and on paper, that sounds pretty darn good, winning the National League Western Division by 6. But somewhere along the way, there wasn't that continuity, chemistry, whatever that word is that we look for and try to grasp and somehow can't quite touch. But we did see, as we mentioned earlier, the best player in the game in Clayton Kershaw, who missed 5 games with the back and shoulder issue, but still was the best player in the game. So Kershaw is a great story. The emergence of Yasiel Puig, we'll see where that will take us. There was a need for greater defense, and so the Dodgers addressed those issues in the offseason. There were 2 numbers that stuck out to me this year. One was the Dodgers were 7 games under 500 against teams over 500.
Right.
You get to the postseason, you're playing teams over 500, and guess what? They lost in the first round. Lost to the Cardinals last year, lost to the Cardinals this year. And in each of the last 2 years, the Dodgers defense ranked 14th out of 15. And again, those are not juicy stats for the rotisserie players out there, but in the immortal words of Herman Edwards, a mixed metaphor, you play to win the game. And you have to win the game by catching it as well as hitting.
Well, they're not sexy stats, but perhaps they're stats
revealing.
That are revealing and that warrant change. That is exactly what happened with the new front office for the Dodgers organization moving forward in 2015. The obvious biggest change is the trade of Matt Kemp within the division to the San Diego Padres. But you had mentioned 14th out of 15th in defense. Arguably, the team has gotten better with the additions of Howie Kendrick and Jimmy Rollins, up the middle. However, there are 2 right-handed bats that are no longer with the Dodgers, so there's some offensive concerns, perhaps. How do you see this season playing out?
Baseball's a really easy sport. All you have to do is outscore the other guy by 1 run. How you do it is
good
the issue.
Pitching and defense, right?
Yeah, and pitching and defense will win the day all the time. They are considerably better up the middle with Rollins and Kendrick. We'll see how Jock Peterson plays out in center field. And so, again, the Dodgers may not win 7-6 games, and you can't win a season winning 7-6 games. It's the 4-3 and 3-2 games where pitching and defense is so important, especially in the postseason.
Now, fans in Southern California certainly are no stranger to hearing your great calls and seeing you on television right here on Sportsnet LA and with our sister radio station AM 570. But you haven't always been just in Los Angeles, of course. You covered the Yankees for 3 seasons. Then everybody knows you're 14 years on ESPN. You've done this for a long time and you've done it well and you've been successful. I know it's difficult in a time of that span, but are there a couple of memories that really stick out to you?
I guess my Dodger memory was when they were down 9-5, bottom of the ninth, against the Padres in 2006 or 7 or 8, whatever year it was, and then back-to-back home runs, beginning with Kent, Drew, Russell Martin, and Marlon Anderson. Marlon Anderson! They tie the score against the Padres. This is an important game for heading into the postseason. The inning began with John Atkins, and first 2 batters hit it out. Trevor Hoffman comes in, and Martin hits the home run, and then Marlon Anderson hits it to tie it. Padres score a run in the top of the 10th, and Nomar hit
Never heard of him.
Yeah, hit maybe his personal favorite home run of his career, the 2-run shot in the bottom half of the 10th. So that's the one from the Dodgers, I guess, that I will always remember, because you never see 4 home runs in a row, or rarely, and certainly not in the bottom of the ninth to tie a game of such importance. And then I guess the Aaron Boone walk-off home run for the Yankees in 2003.
Do you find that you have a pretty good recollection of most of the games that you've covered? No?
I mean, once the day is done, it's like the blackboard has been wiped out. I mean, I keep all my scorebooks and have for 20-something years, because I have to go back and reference them. And I admire players and broadcasters who can remember pitch-by-pitch sequence. I don't know where I parked my car.
Or what you had for lunch today. All right. Well, I am in the presence of a doctor. Many of you may not know that. You received an honorary doctorate of humane letters degree from your alma mater, Bradley University. A couple years ago. But last week, as recently as last week, there was a very special announcement from your school.
Fly ball to right field. No, you're kidding. You're kidding. It's a grand slam.
It's truly going to set Bradley University apart.
This will allow us to make this sports communication program the greatest in the country. We'll be able to create symposiums, internships, lectureships, additional courses.
This is one of the proudest nights of my life, certainly one of the proudest achievements.
The first school of its kind in the country, the Charlie Steiner School of Sports Communication.
Sports, journalism, technology, the digital world, being a part of this journey is awfully exciting.
Congratulations. The announcement of the Charlie Steiner School of Sports Communication at your alma mater in Peoria, Illinois. Tremendous.
You know, it's just good karma as much as anything else. Bradley in Peoria, Central Illinois, has spawned Chick Hearn, Ralph Lawler, Jack Brickhouse, Bob Starr, Mark Holtz, Bill King, who did the Oakland A's and the Warriors up there, and
Charlie Steiner.
I'm the caboose on that train. And so for some reason, I just happened to end up there. And of course, if I'd gone to Ohio Wesleyan, we'd not be talking about it tonight. But it was one of those things, and I look back on it, and it's just been a wonderful ride, and that really topped it off.
What an honor for you. What was that evening like? They had a gala just a couple of weeks ago announcing, and you're going to have a formal ceremony in March at the campus. But what was that like for you?
It was, you know, when we first started talking about it, I felt like Marv Throneberry in the old light beer commercial. I still don't know why they asked me to do it. But they did, and I'm not going to give it back. I mean, as you know, Alana, I have always been a fan of journalism and telling the truth. We're storytellers. We're not the story. And if I can begin to pass that along to the next generation of writers and broadcasters. Again, it's not just radio and television, but it's the written word and all the internet stuff that I freely admit I do not understand. That part's really exciting.
Telling the truth, telling a good story, and being right, not being first.
Absolutely.
Congratulations,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Steiner, on your obvious, nice offer. And you now have a school.
Ooh.
It's great.
Well, you know, next I think I need a battleship.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. We'll work on that. Still ahead, from Yasiel Puig to the Flying Squirrel, Charlie and Jerry. Jerry's back with the plays of the year. Plus, the skipper, Don Mattingly, was in town recently to speak with Dodgers reporters. His thoughts on the changes in store for 2015, and there were a lot.
I think each year is going to be each year is different. Some clubs seem to be a little bit less maintenance. Some guys, sometimes it's a little tougher.